At the last year's Youth Declaration pre-conference, young people collectively addressed the issue of the quality of global education, also presenting their demands.
We demand decision makers to engage with youth in all our diversity, including elected student representatives, in a meaningful, effective, diverse and safe manner, in the design, implementation, execution, monitoring and evaluation of the process to transform education. We demand decision makers to invest in gender transformative education to create a present and future that is feminist, equitable and free from harmful gender stereotypes. And the third one is we demand decision makers to ensure the provision of quality comprehensive sexuality education for all learners and beyond schools.
Joshua Amkwaya, Strategic Information and Data for Development Officer for People with Disabilities, also added that the country needs to construct more special schools with adequate resources for people with disabilities.
It can be more difficult for learners with disabilities. And also there have been infrastructures in the school infrastructures that are not disability friendly, especially now we are moving to mainstreaming, and most of these schools were built prior independence, and some of them, that time there was no accessibility standards, so it's really a challenge for some of these learners to go to school because you find schools do not have ramps, elevators. Yeah, so mobility is a problem.
Aune Victor, educational specialist at the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, said the workshop grants young people an opportunity to advocate for the type of education they wish to have.
Advocacy becomes crucial, especially when engaging with policymakers, and reach out to them in your respective constituencies. And finally, you must engage in policy negotiations by brokering a seat at the table. We want you to be at the table where policymakers are and to demand what type of education you want for Namibia.
Also in attendance was Chief Audiologist in Education, Irene Gotnoff.
Get to know all the different types of things because knowledge is power. Okay? So within the ministry, what we are trying to do is we're trying to promote foundational literacy.
The outcome of the workshop will be presented to the leaders at the African Union Summit to be held next year.